the location is fantastic. In the middle of Knightsbridge, Kensington just down the road. The West End is round the corner.
I met 3 people in the first few hours who I still know now, and I'll probably know for the rest of my life.
Here in the heart of London, the Management School of Imperial College is rapidly developing as one of Europe's leading international graduate business schools.
The Management School is both old and new. It is a major part of Imperial College, which of course has been so successful in terms of science and engineering. But it's new because it started in 1987. And in 1987, I was able to actually ask companies what sort of skills and competencies they wanted us to develop. A real feature of this management school is the partnership between both students and faculty and industry.
Well, the full-time MBA program, as it currently is running, is probably the largest full-time MBA program now in Britain. And it is a 12-month program, very intensive, and it covers all the main areas of management education, but with a major element of specialisation, probably a greater element of specialisation than in many MBA programs, certainly in many European MBA programs.
Well, I started off on the basis that we would not be a national school so much, but we would try to appeal and to tackle those sorts of problems from all parts of the world, particularly those in rapid growth. A central feature of this school is that it's not concerned with administration, but it's very much trying to tackle the problems of heavy change, of innovation, of technology transfer. And the issues that I see worldwide are predominantly eastwards rather than westwards.
The students are extremely international in terms of their composition. This year, for example, we have students from over 40 nations represented on the program. We have a large contingent from Southeast Asia, from Malaysia, Singapore, from Japan, some from Indonesia, some from Thailand, some from Taiwan, some from Hong Kong, and we have also a large number from the remainder of the European community, that is to say outside Britain. The average age is about 26 and a half, ranging from the low 20s to the middle 40s.
Perhaps the most important point about the students on the doctoral programme is that 74% of them are sponsored by their organisations. They therefore are working on problems which are particularly of interest to those organisations. 75% have a first degree in engineering or science, 22% are female, 19% already have an MBA, many from our own programme, 34% have their first degree from Imperial College, and about half are from overseas.
One of the problems I think has been, particularly in Britain, is that very few schools are prepared to go to where the demand is. The program in Singapore is an identical executive MBA. It goes through exactly the same classes, it leads to exactly the same degree, but we go to Singapore to do quite some substantial part of the teaching, and for sometimes the Singaporean candidates for the degree of MBA come to our Kensington campus.
The program that we're offering currently in Singapore, and which we hope to extend elsewhere in the region, is a 3-year part-time MBA. And this is of entirely equivalent standing to the MBA programs that we offer in London. The students are full internal students of Imperial College. They're not in any sense external students. And the program is therefore one which leads to a completely authentic MBA of the University of London. Incidentally, the students also get an additional bauble called the Diploma of Imperial College, abbreviated to the DIC. The course is taught partly currently in Singapore, partly in London. Something like 80% of all the class contact hours are taught by Imperial College faculty, and that's an unusual feature of an MBA program taught outside the parent institution, where the typical pattern is that a large proportion of the teaching is provided by local faculty, not from the parent institution. And that, we think, is a very important advantage of our program. In addition to which, approximately 50% of classroom contact hours take place within London. And for that purpose, the students travel to London for 2 3-week intensive periods, one in the first year and one in the second year. And for providing the remainder of the teaching by Imperial College faculty, our staff travel to, in this case again, Singapore, to provide teaching directly to students there. Our partners in Singapore are the British Council, and they provide local facilities, and they provide also and oversee the remainder of the teaching, which is approximately 20% only, by local faculty. And they are themselves, in most cases, previous MBA students of Imperial College, and therefore are well attuned to the objectives and the standards that our course requires.
We intend to expand in Malaysia and Thailand, and if we establish these as bridgeheads, we also expect to take a substantial number of students from southern China and from the growth areas of Vietnam and Cambodia. In addition to China, I am very, very attracted to establishing a strong presence in the Indian continent, in India and in Pakistan. The growth prospects for the economy in both countries are enormous, and I believe that Imperial College, with all its heritage on that continent, will do extremely well.
Today, an ever-increasing number of institutions offer MBA programs. Few, however, offer the quality and distinctiveness of the program at Imperial College.
We offer, first of all, a grounding in general management subjects, including those which are essentially the tools and techniques, the essential foundations, management education. We then go on to apply those to the major functions of business, such as, of course, production, finance, human resources, marketing. And we have an integrative element, principally in the form of business policy or strategic management, as it's called in some institutions. But the specializations are the key distinguishing feature, and we offer a total of 6. I won't list them all, but perhaps the most interesting and striking ones are in strategic management and the management of new ventures. And one of the more popular ones is the management of finance, with a particular emphasis on computer modeling and quantitative analysis.
Dr. Joe Tidd runs one of the management school specializations.
The MBA program at the management school Imperial College is unique in Europe in that it offers a specialization system rather than simply short 15 to 30-hour electives. Now, electives at other business schools are typically on things like international business, management technology, quality management, very relevant, and these are included in the management school program. However, we ask students to specialize halfway through the year, and 1/3 of the MBA program in Imperial is taken up on a particular specialisation. At present, the specialisations offered at the management school are management of innovation, management of new ventures, management of finance, project management, and strategic management. And these are up to 1/3 of the contact time on the MBA program. It's 120 hours. So these allow students to both focus after the breadth of the general MBA program, and is a major selling point in the program. The Management of Innovation program specialisation, which I coordinate at Imperial College, is unique in Europe in that rather than focusing on any particular aspect of innovation, things from like creativity, organisational development, quality management, R&D management, we try to present it as a coherent program. It's a 120-hour program, intensive, in-depth program, which covers 3 main aspects of innovation: technological innovation, market innovation, and organisational innovation. But more importantly than those 3 components, it attempts to provide a coherent framework to understand how those 3 areas of innovation interact. We think that's where the real value of the program is. And I think it's underlined by the recent interest on lots of leading companies like 3M, SmithKline Beecham, which are coming in to lecture to our students on real issues of innovation.
Students also take a project which is applied to some important problem, usually an in-house problem, that is to say a real problem in some external organisation. And the students, as a consequence of that, get an opportunity to apply what they've learned on the program in a challenging, real, up-to-date environment.
Now here we have a very nice, clear example of the principles that we've been talking about previously in this lecture. If we have a look here at Sony's R&D...
Dr. Benita Cox is responsible for the management of the school's project program.
We are very proud of our projects records here at the management school. It was only 3 years ago that we decided to introduce a project scheme whereby we asked companies if they would be interested in having our students come and spend 3 months with them over the summer months to undertake their project in situ, so to speak. We have now reached the stage on projects where we have more companies offering projects to students than we can actually fill. And we see that as being a direct result of the quality of the work which the students turn out. For example, some of the project titles last year were the gilt-edged market versus treasury bill market in Taiwan. We also had a look at the international business strategy of major telecommunication companies. And there again, another project was interested in looking at investment development in Shanghai.
At Commemoration Day, you get such a buzz. You're at home, you're getting ready, you're putting your suit on, you get your gown, you meet all your friends, you take all your pictures. Then you go into the Royal Albert Hall itself and it's really big and the choir's there and you sit down and the dean summons you up to get your degree and you go up one by one. It's such a wonderful atmosphere because like all the camera flashes are going and it's just so, the atmosphere is really electric.
It's hard work, but you get a very good degree. At the end of it, it's recognised by everyone in the world practically. So it's worth the hard work and you do enjoy it.
I'll really be proud to be an Imperial College graduate.